Long time no see, fellow drunks. I'm Hawk. Welcome back to Rum and Board. Today, we're learning how to play Evolution. Like many of our favorite games, Takenoko, Sushi Go, McDonald's, Evolution is, at its core, a game about eating food. Eating lots of food. Eating so much goddamn food that there's nothing left in the whole fucking world but your insatiable hunger! To paint the game in broad strokes, you're intelligently designing creatures and adapting them to outcompete the competition in ever-changing conditions. Climb a tree! Hide in a hole! Pop out babies all day long! Get swole. Eat faster! Hunt your opponents. Devour them! And digest them into dinosaur poop. Increase the length of your neck. Let's get familiar. In Evolution, you'll have complete control over the evolutionary fates of several species. Each species is represented by a species board and 2 cubes that represent the physical size and population size of that species. And up to 3 trait cards, which are the real meat of your species. Or allow your species to eat meat, as the case may be. Your goal is to score the most victory points at the end of the game. Whoa, groundbreaking. You get a few points for the population size of your species and the number of traits you have down at the end of the game. But your final score is mostly determined by how much food you've eaten. As it should be. That's the only real measure of success in the world. Gotta eat the food! Let's get prepped. To set up, put down the watering hole, give everyone a food sack, lay out the stacks of stuff, and shuffle the trait cards. You know the drill. Choose a player to be the first player, and give them the sweet first player dinosaur. Sweet, sweet, beautiful first player dinosaur. Oh. The round. Evolution is played in a series of rounds. Each round has 4 phases. Gather genetic material, prep for the potluck, evolve, and go to Arby's. First, anyone without any species gets 1 free species board. Usually only important in the first turn. But you'll really like this rule if you get completely wiped out. Every new species starts with 1 population and 1 size. Next, each player gets 3 trait cards, plus 1 more for each species they currently have. As I always say, the larger your genetic pool, the more fun you can have swimming with jeans on. That doesn't make any goddamn sense, Jordan. And I've never said that. Now, each player puts 1 of their cards face down on the watering hole. Soon, these cards will be turned directly into food. Each card has a food value. Some of them are worth negative food, and I guess that's kind of like you barfed on some of the food that was already there. That's gross, Frank. Nobody wants to eat that. Why you gotta be like that, man? It's just sad. I'm sorry, I'm just having a kick imagining Frank. His life's not going great. Poor Uncle Frank. The rest of your cards allow you to literally play God. You can discard a card to birth a new species. New species can only be placed to the far left or the far right of all of your current species. Position matters because some traits affect adjacent species. You can also discard a card to increase the population size or body size of one of your species. And of course, you can evolve an existing species by putting traits face down near their species board. That's how you get species like the tree-hugging horny holes. Any existing traits can be discarded during the evolution phase, but you can never have more than 3 traits on a species at a given time, nor can you have any duplicate traits on a species. Otherwise, you wind up with a blobfish. There are 2 ways to play the evolution phase. The lame, unrealistic way, where everyone takes turns starting with the starting player, or the fun, actually like evolution way, where everybody plays at the same time. Once everyone has finished evolving, flip over all the new trait cards. Finally, it's time to eat. But first, check if you have any traits that activate before the food cards are revealed. If you do what they say. Duh. Then, flip over the cards on the watering hole and cash them in for plant food tokens. Act surprised if you put in the negative food card that everyone is sad about. Unless you're the only carnivore, in which case laugh in your opponent's faces. What were they f***ing thinking coming to a carnivore's watering hole?
You don't even eat plants.
You don't even eat plants. Hashtag get T-wrecked. Regardless, starting with the starting player and moving clockwise, choose one of your species to feed. Any species that doesn't eat will go extinct at the end of this phase, so spread the McNuggets around. By default, species eat by taking one food from the watering hole and putting it on their species board. Carnivores can only eat meat, so they have to attack other species, reducing their population by 1. But they can only kill species that are smaller than them, with some exceptions. Bigger prey gives you more food per attack, to the tune of 1 food per body size. But you're a f***ing carnivore, so that's also bad news, because it means that you don't get to decimate the population of other players' species as much as you could otherwise. If a species can eat, it must eat. Were you hoping to save that last piece of food in the watering hole for little Jimmy, who's only playing this goddamn game because he desperately wants dinosaurs to be real? Too bad, Jimmy. Too f***ing bad! This also means that one of your carnivores with no other options will have to eat one of your other species. Which, okay, you probably deserve that, douche. A species is full and can't eat anymore when they have as much food on their board as they have population. Keep going in a circle, taking turns, until nobody can eat. Either because they're full, or there's no food left. Species will starve if they didn't eat enough food. Decrease the populations of all species to the amount of food that species ate. Any species that didn't eat at all goes extinct. Then all the food on your species boards goes into your food sack, stored until the end times. If any of your species went extinct, well, that sucks. Sorry. You should have been a better god. But to soften the blow, you immediately draw a new trait card for every trait that was on that species. Try not to fuck it up this time, okay? The end times. The game's final round begins when the deck runs out of cards, and you have to shuffle the discard pile to continue. This is the end times. All the food is gone, and every evolutionary path is a dead end. The Ice Age is coming! Although it's really a comet? I guess it doesn't. These aren't really dinosaurs. Play one final round, the same way that you were doing it before. After this final round, you and your god friends compare penis sizes. I mean, victory points. You get 1 victory point per food in your food sack. You also get 1 victory point per trait card currently on your species, and 1 victory point per population size on your species, not body size. The gods prefer bonin to fattening. Perhaps shockingly, whoever has the most victory points is the winner. Hooray! Woo! If there's a tie, the player with the most trait card points is the winner. If there's still a tie, the player with the most population size points is the winner. If there's still a tie, you must immediately order pizza and play again. Seriously, it's in the rules. I'm not making it up this time. Look. So that's Constitution, the Supreme Court's greatest hits album. So that's Air Pollution, the oil industry simulator. So that's Evolution, the game you bring to family Thanksgiving to finally shut Aunt Edna up about her favorite book. Nobody cares how old it is, Edna. Click through to watch us get Jurassic playing it with booze involved, but before you do, like this video because dinosaurs, subscribe to this channel if you want to see us do more stuff like this, and if you have something to say or a game idea for us to play next, leave a comment. We'll try to get to it before the next Great Extinction event. And, as always, play responsibly.
Nom 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 nom. I hate it. Too late. Nom 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 nom.
My food.
Eat faster. Oh, ow, God. Not that fast.